jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, what's good? Once again, you tuned in to World Combat Sports. Hey, big salute, man. It's Wednesday, hump day. You know what it is. It's another hot one coming from WCS Media. And big salute to all the supporters who tune in and support the channel. Not just support the channel, but educate the listeners. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for being astute followers of the channel. Now, what I need for you to do is, while you're in here, hit the like button, share it on any platform you feel like, and tell a friend who can tell a friend who know a friend. All right, that's the way you grow a channel. Just tell a friend who might know a friend who is a friend of somebody else. Friend. The big talk, man. But first of all, before I say that, big shout out to Terence Crawford, pound for pound best. If you didn't know, now you know. You just can't continue to say, I came on here and I was thinking a little bit like that, because I was thinking more so politics. I was speaking on the general understanding of the way politics play into these rankings and these the popularity of fighters, even the promotions. You know what I'm saying? They tend to gravitate to the fighter who's pulling in the interest of the consumer. You know what I'm saying? Who's putting the tickets where they're supposed to be and bringing the fans inside those doors. So I was thinking more so, I didn't think they was going to start shifting Terence Bud to the top position, but they have. Majority of the mainstream media that's out there have him number one on their pound for pound list. I remember back in the day when ESPN was talking about pound for pound, and he was like, "No way, stop it, no way, stop it." But now, Saul Canelo Alvarez has taken a second loss. Then guess what? They have Bud Crawford, 38-0, top pound for pound list. DBMH on deck with it. What's good? Salute WCS. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. First in the building. To all the Bud fans, stand up right now and rejoice. You know what I'm saying? Clap your hands, goddamn shake, twitch your shoulders a little bit. We are witnessing greatness because we are supporting the best fighter in professional boxing today. Come on, man. Just brush, old school, brush them shoulders off just a little. Just brush the shoulders off. You have chosen the right team. All right? That's for Team Crawford. You have chosen the right team. You have chosen the right team. The fighter that you are supporting is top pound for pound best. One noticeable difference that separates him from Canelo Alvarez is the fact that he's unblemished, untouched. He has zero defects to his boxing ledger. Zero, y'all. Zero. That means every time that he has split the ropes, he has absolutely earned victory. Not only that, as Canelo has 2 draws, Terence Bud Crawford has 0. Nobody's drawing with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It's either a decision or a knockout. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has said, "Oh, I have the bragging rights. I went to a draw with Crawford." He has no draws, clean. Windex. You look on Canelo's record, we all know he was fighting in Mexico for quite some time. But now he's 57-2-2. 2 people in his professional career have earned a draw with him. One of those people, they're trying to say he should do a trilogy with. But we're not talking about that. We're absolutely talking about bam. Crawford, pound for pound, number best, baby. Let's just sit back and let's reflect on this. All right, let's just reflect on this a little bit. Let's just reflect on it now. Because this a memory for the boxing annals. Let's just sit back and think about this memory because it's etched in time for the boxing annals. It don't matter if Ring Magazine haven't came around yet and said, you know what? Yeah, he should be pound for pound. Ring Magazine may be on pettiness. You know what I'm saying? So, but they'll come around. I have every faith. They'll come around sooner or later. And so, you got to understand one thing. Lomachenko's still on the Ring Magazine pound for pound. So, they're a little shaky over there. But there's a plethora of other pound for pound lists that has Terence Bud Crawford number 1. Let's just take a deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. What you just did was experience greatness. You have experienced greatness, people. No one else sits atop the pound for pound list than Terence Bud Crawford. It's a glorious day. Glorious, hey. Crawford's pound for pound. And glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious. To all the Bud Crawford fans out there, this is a monumental moment to finally etch Crawford as the top pound for pound. Now, I know people are believing that there's big fish problems. I know that's why we have high grease for that. It's no problem. All you do is just cut it up, fillet it. First you string it upside down, cut it up, fillet it, debone it, however you want to do it, and just throw it in some high grease. You don't really have to do anything else with that. If you just savage with it, you just throw the whole fish in there in the hot grease and don't fillet it, don't do nothing, just cook it whole. And then you'll know when it's done. You just throw it in that hole. It's not going to be too much of the fish you can, actually savage. You know what I'm saying? But just the whole point, you're proving something. Just throw it in hot grease all together. Even when it's still alive, just throw it in hot grease. I know there's people out there that's going to say, WCS, you keep talking about something that's not entirely true. I'll say, well, first of all, it's not me that's talking about it. It's the fact that it came out publicly before I spoke on it. And it's been spoke on previously that, Crawford was pound for pound best. But it was difficult to put him pound for pound best for a lot of people, to include myself, because of the politics that goes into what Canelo was accomplishing. Being the first to do something, You know, people look at that like, well, let's give him credit for that. And then, he was pulling in the numbers, so to speak. He's not pulling in the Floyd numbers, but he was pulling in the numbers. So we had to credit him with that. But at this point in time, when people are saying that Canelo's going for greatness, yeah, he was trying to get another belt. Because you have to look at it this way. Is Dimitri Bivol considered a great fighter? Okay. So the only way that you could say he was destined, or he was trying or competing for greatness, is saying that he was just trying to build on his credentials, his legacy that he currently have. He was just trying to add another championship. That's all. That's all. Like for a long time, the best fighter he stepped in there was Floyd Mayweather. And then the second best for a long time was Gennady Golovkin. All right. But Gennady Golovkin is nowhere coming close to Floyd Mayweather. He's very apprehensive about leaving 160-pound division. He didn't have confidence. And then you look at Bivol, who's been competing at the 175 heavyweight, light heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. And he was able to go in there and dominate. And this is the toughest opponent that Canelo had in this era. But you have to look at it this way. When it comes to Terence Crawford, he's finished everybody in his division. Everybody he's competed against in his division, he's finished. Dimitri Bivol has been able to defend his title 7 times. 7 times, man. So he's a worthy opponent. But, his accolades are very limited and minuscule comparable to Terence Bud Crawford and what he's been able to do at 3 divisions. And in the 4-belt era, becoming undisputed. Sheldon Moore, what's good? T-Bud has been at the top of the pound-for-pound list for how long? He's been out there for quite some time now. The big problem that we had with Bud Crawford not being in front of Naoya Inoue was that, we had the question marks. Like, he's a 3-weight champion, I believe, too. Like, why was he, a top pound-for-pound guy? Like, I don't know why he's a top pound-for-pound guy in front of Terence Crawford all these times. And I don't think he ever unified, came undisputed in the division. But everybody, once again, was enamored with his name being Monster and what he's been able to accomplish. But when it comes down to the revelation that we're talking about right now, the revelation, people, regardless of what the narrative you're going to hear about Errol Spence, notice that Terence Crawford had his own halo. You know what I'm saying? His own sense of precipitated sunshine. The rays was coming down on Terence Crawford lately. He stopped fighting. His last fight was November. He's been getting all this bright, illuminated sunshine. All because people are curious to see what he's going to do next. We're all curious to see what he's going to do next. Errol Spence cannot have a conversation. No one can have a conversation about Errol Spence without bringing Crawford into the equation. And there's so many. There's just so many wrinkles that's coming into play right now, talking about this fight. Like, we fluffed it up as much as we possibly can, and it's only so much ironing you can do to this. We've ironed the shit out of this fight, and we can't iron no more. But one wrinkle that stands out the most is what came out just recently, and that was that they was trying to make a side deal for Errol Spence to fight Canelo. In that deal was Jamal Charlo and Errol Spence Jr. and possibly David Benavidez out of Errol Spence Jr., David Benavidez. We all know that Errol Spence sells more ticket than David Benavidez, so it would have been Errol Spence. When you shift eyeballs left to right, that sends up red flags. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking left to right and you're a little irky jerky, and you say, what now? I thought we was talking about Crawford. No, all along, they trying to make a side deal behind the scenes to fight Canelo Alvarez. And a bout that would be absolute complete suicide. That would be a cancellation fight for Errol Spence. Moving up over 2 weight divisions to face somebody has been competing in that division and a division higher than that at 175. So therefore it would have been suicide. It would have been a cancellation fight. It would have been all bad. It doesn't matter, if it's drug testing or not. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a bad deal. Absolutely a bad deal. But that's a big wrinkle because it's so dissatisfying hearing that a backdoor deal was trying to be made, and no one wants to acknowledge the fact that this is ducking. This is absolute, utterly, complete ducking. This is proving once again that Spence don't want to fight with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He said it. He said it right. He said it best. He said he's on borrowed time, and that's absolutely correct. He's on borrowed time. I tell people, you don't have to sit up here and listen to what WCS is saying, but it's just my opinion. It's not based off fact. I'm not prognosticating something into existence because I don't have that power. But all I'm saying is I believe that Terence Crawford would stop Errol Spence, especially now. You have these coaches out here with like Eddie Reynoso and Derrick James who's teaching their fighters to be one-dimensional. They have the pleasure of coaching fighters who are above average, who has the potential to go out here and be great. But yet you're teaching them in a manner for which they haven't been defeated yet. They haven't been entirely broken in their skill set. So you pretty much keep it the same. You just make sure you fine tune things up around that. You still work on the fundamentals. Spence has a nice jab. He work on the fundamentals, but Spence is a flat-footed, come-forward fighter. You're not going to get too much dancing from Spence. You're not going to get too much dancing from Canelo. But both of those fighters are one-dimensional, come-forward fighters. Spence would not fight good off the back foot. So pretty much what his fans are saying, and his advocates, Errol Spence advocates, will sit up here and tell you that what they seen in Yordenis Ugas fight would be the detriment of Crawford. Crawford's not going to be able to handle Errol Spence forward pressure. It's just too much. They're not factoring in or what they looked at with Yordenis Ugas, off of what they witnessed, was strictly Yordenis Ugas, who has a record that doesn't even touch the surface of what Terence Crawford was able to do in his career. They might be the same skin tone, but Yordenis Ugas comes with nowhere close to skill set and the credentials that he's been able to achieve in his career. They're looking at nutritionists and him coming in there, just throwing all those punches and, trying to run through Yordenis Ugas. After all of what these people are seeing, because we live in a world now where people are seeing blind. They see shit, but they still blind on what their memory is recalling or digesting. They're seeing blind. They're sitting there looking at something, but yet they try to catalog it and it's something different than what they actually seen. It's because they're pretty much telling themselves, no, this is not happening. This is what I want to happen. So I'm going to view this as what I want to happen, not what's actually happening. It sounds goofy, doesn't it? But you have to use that imagination with how social media works today. You have individuals looking at fights. They look at the fight. They see what's going on in the fight. Oh, I had it 8-4. I had it. I had it. I had it 10-2. For who? Canelo. You talking about the fight with Anthony Yildirim? No. I'm talking about when he was in there with Dimitri Bivol. No. Hold up. You say you had Canelo 10-2? Yeah, 10-2. What rounds? They tell you the rounds, right? 1 through 4, 9, and then 5 through 8. You know what I'm saying? 5 through 8. You can give him 2 of those. Bro, you tripping. At least 5 years now. Absolutely. Talk your shit, man. You know what on WCS I'll say if you don't want to. Hey, I know what you said, dog. I know what you said, show, for real. I agree with you, WCS. Fight should have been done, made. Why marinate it any longer? Let's get ready to rumble. Shout out to Tony Boswell on deck with it. Salute, my brother. Absolutely in agreement with what you're saying, man. Why marinate this fight? This fight doesn't need marinate no more. It's over and done with. Sometimes you leave meat in marination too long, it becomes too salty. It just basically contaminates the meat and it messes up the meal. And you know what I'm saying? We've been spending time on this, like valuable time on this fight, only to find out that Spence don't really want the fight. And then we have all these monikers that we go by, right? And he's supposed to be the big fish. Did anybody in his team get with him before he said he was the big fish? Because last time I'm checking, the orcas fuck up a shark. The orcas will fuck up seals. The orcas would drown a whale that is bigger than them. But the orcas, it doesn't sound cool. When you say the big fish, but yet your cartoon has you as a shark, I'm saying to myself, people go shark hunting all the time. The harpoon always wins. It's other fish in there that bully shark. But see, the one thing I found out, like I said in my other live, the one thing about a shark is that they love fighting something that doesn't exist or cohabitate in this environment. You see what I'm saying? It does awkward type stuff. It rather go up here and attack humans than strictly focusing its emphasis on the animals and the prey and the food that's in this environment in the water. It won't say, "Oh, another human in the water, great." They don't care about what generation you are. They don't care about how many kids you got. They don't care if you're in a relationship. They don't care how old you are. Any of that. A shark just go up there and attack somebody that doesn't even coexist in their environment. I'm talking about as far as living. And a shark is always getting fucked up by something. Dolphins can fuck sharks up. What I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people use these names because they portrayed on TV as something special, but really they ain't. Errol Spence need to handle what's in his environment. Welterweight division is your environment right now. You trying to go up there and fight a goddamn orca because that's what he's going to do, devour you. You need to stick to Terence Crawford, the pound for pound best. You know what I'm saying? The pound for pound best. And I'm hearing rumors now. I'm hearing rumors that this fight, this is just a rumor. I'm hearing rumors that this fight may be announced at the Charlo Castano fight. Why? I have no idea why you would announce it at the Charlo Castano fight. We don't need to hear this on the Charlo Castano fight. What do any one of them have to do with Crawford Spence? Crawford Spence is a way bigger fight than any of them two fighters would ever imagine. So why would they announce the fight over there? It does nothing. Now it's gonna be some people tuned in, but it's not gonna be a lot because they just not ticket sellers like that. But being that you have a black fighter and a Mexican fighter, it's gonna bring, you know, it's gonna bring some, interest. Let me correct myself. Argentinian. See, I knew he was Argentinian. I just had to double check myself because you get in the rhythm and flow. But the Argentinian, Brian Castano. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to double check my rhythm and flow. But you know what I mean. But let's go back to what was just released not too long ago in a tweet by Terence Crawford, which I felt that it was very important for him to put out something that was so profound, but yet very, very minimal words. Terence Crawford put out there, "We know who number one is now." I mean, that's absolutely SAVAGE. That's savage. That's very shorthand. Not too much, put in the one emoji, with a person holding their hands out like, duh. Look, that's what we're talking about. If any one of the Errol Spencerholics are believing themselves to say that Bud Crawford is in any way, shape, or form should be weary or extremely concerned about Errol Spence, a person that's not even trying to fight him because they trying to pretend like they don't have money. They're not even trying to fight my guy Bud. They're not even trying to fight him. I know Crawford has been on record as saying that, him and Errol's gonna fight. Errol want to fight him. Yeah, they both boxers. Here and there they're gonna talk. But when you're trying to make a backdoor deal with Canelo, 2 divisions up, all you're doing is ruining the opportunity for you and Crawford to maximize your monetary gain if you take a loss. Did y'all just hear what I just mentioned? Errol Spence is sabotaging a fight that's been brewing for years and years by pretty much doing the same thing they saying Canelo was doing with Bivol. Don't get me to start breaking this shit down and making sense with it. Errol Spence goes up there and lose. He probably actually believe that they're going to give him the same therapeutic pass that they're attempting to give Canelo by saying he was moving up. He was a smaller fighter, but he was daring to be great. Let that just sit with you for a minute. That's exactly what they're gonna say when he go up there and get canceled by Canelo Alvarez, and all the criticism gonna come down, including WCS. All the criticism start to precipitate down on Errol Spence. I'm gonna ask this question. I'm saying, why would you even think within yourself to take a fight with Canelo Alvarez, knowing that you didn't have any type, you didn't have an ounce of confidence to think you was going to have the ability to go in there and defeat that man? An ounce. Errol Spence don't think he can beat Canelo. Bivol believed that he can defeat Canelo. I never thought he was better than me. He's a 168-pounder coming up. I never thought he was better than me. That's what Bivol said. I always believed in my skills. People should stop watching social media and learn boxing. That's what Bivol said. And I totally agree with him. But when you have channels, when you have cult-like followings, and you have individuals that go from channel to channel, chat to chat, and those people are pushing the same narratives because they're Team Spencerholic, sometimes they get intoxicated off their own words. Not only that, But if you see a person hanging around a drunk, right, they're going to start to drink too. I'm not talking about Errol Spence. I'm talking about the intoxication of people pushing narratives that are so far-fetched. You say, what did this shit come from? Are you sober? Are you in sound mind and body talking this shit? Why would Errol Spence attempt to take a fight with Canelo Alvarez and debilitate the monetary value of him and Crawford when they have the opportunity to make millions with each other? All because you feel like Crawford's not a ticket seller. Well, hell, Errol Spence is not a ticket seller like that. Errol Spence is not doing Canelo numbers. So you come back down here from a loss. What is your negotiation process now? Oh, you hold the WBC, IBF, and the WBA titles. Let's talk. Now Errol Spence has one loss. Now you pretty much go in the same situation that Canelo just did. You take a loss to Canelo, and then you really have to contemplate, what I'm going to do now? What should I do now? Because you know Crawford is just as hard of a fight than Canelo at 47. He's just as difficult, if not more difficult. So you go in there and get your ass beat by Canelo, and you go into the Crawford fight with one loss, and then you hurry up and pick up that second L, and you lose your titles. That's a catastrophe, ain't it? That's a real life catastrophe that Spence somehow believe he can go up there, take a loss to Canelo, and then come back down here to the Crawford fight with the same intentions to maximize their monetary value for this PPV. It's over. It's done. Lennox Lewis Bow. Done. Lennox Lewis Bow. Done. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's over. It's over. Nobody's going to be talking about that shit if Spence take a loss. Nobody's going to give him the same credit, especially as a black fighter. They're not going to give you the same credit as jumping up trying to be great. You're going to be like Mikey Garcia. You sit up here and you chose to move up division and you wanted a paycheck for it. Mikey got the paycheck and then he disappeared. David Copperfield. Poof. See, the way Canelo, the way they're trying to soothe him and massage his ego in the moment of distraught is the fact that he's revisiting the division a second time. He was revisiting 175 for a second time. But Errol Spence haven't even left 147 yet. We all know Terence Bud Crawford is a multi-division world champion. How can anyone sit up here and say that Terence Crawford has any problems with Errol Spence? That narrative is garbage. It's toilet water. You can put pine soil into a toilet just so it can smell fresh and all that, right? That doesn't mean you're going to get every type of bacteria that's in there, that it becomes, absolutely clean because you put a damn scrub brush in there, you scrub around. It's still a fucking toilet. It's still dirt, grime, piss, shit, all the elements that you look for from a toilet. But you don't want to acknowledge the fact that if we've been talking about this fight on social media, and then in the process, Bud has made it perfectly clear that he wants to fight. Errol had made it perfectly clear that he was joking about the percentages. Now that we have the percentages out the way, and both fighters, including Errol Spence, saying he coming there to take that fucking belt, well, we kind of, a little bit shaky on if Errol Spence is being truthful or not. Because during the time that Bud Crawford stepped out the ring last year, you were supposed to be focused on what? Finishing up your Dinas Ugas to get that WBA title. But no, in between time, they was over there at PBC and they're trying to broker a deal. $100 million deal, y'all. $100 million deal to sacrifice their two of their top fighters, to broker a deal to go 0-2, to broker $100 million deal to go 0-2. Once again, to broker $100 million deal to go 0-2. You're sending two fighters into an equation that very minimal boxing fans out here in this social media universe believes that Charlo can beat Canelo. And then furthermore, you're going to leave the weakest to the back end that's moving up from 47 to 64 at the catch weight. No, nothing. Why do I have to do that? I don't have to do that. No, nothing. No, nothing. I'm Canelo Alvarez. Why do I have to go down here and I don't have to do that? No, nothing. You know, I'm fighting at 168 right now. I'm undisputed. If you want to see me, come up to my avenue. Come up there. Come up to my division and play. He's right. No, nothing. He don't have to do that shit. We've been played. But you know what? You still got people out here that's pushing narratives as if they're generating some type of lost momentum. They regenerating that shit. They just not even going to talk about the PBC deal because it didn't pan out for them. So since it didn't work out, they come around here and now they want to redirect their focus to Terence Crawford. Terence, I'm coming there to get those fucking belts. When? We knew Errol Spencer's fighting Dennis Ugas months out. When are we going to see this fight? We're frustrated. We tired of the BS. And then, you know, it's going to be a continuing rotation on the carousel of lies. All right? A continuing rotation of the carousel of lies going round and round about this Spence Crawford fight when it seems like Errol Spence don't want to fight. Let me get to these comments. Ben Israel on deck. Shalom WCS is man down today, tomorrow, forever. Shout out to the sensei himself, Stormy B man in the building. Man, say that shit, World Combat Sports. Salute to Stormy B being in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check him out when you can. Real talk. BIG on deck with it. Lil Ben, you must be a aerosexual. See, anybody who listen to me, I don't even go to that extent, but I'm not gonna correct BIG because he's in my live chat saying that. I'm not gonna correct him. Let that man say it's very innocuous. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much to it. Because I say Spencerholics, you know, so hey, you want to say that? Okay. I have people coming over here all the time talking about butt sexuals and all this other shit. That's what ruined Kell Brook. Yeah, man. We look, what if this happens? Kell Brook came down there for being damaged, right? From Triple G at 60. We cannot allow that to happen to Errol Spence, especially when we're trying to get both of them to have the biggest fight of their career. I mean, this is Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe pretty much. I mean, both of them was talented fighters and we wanted to see them fight, but it never materialized. Now it seems like we're on replay. We're on replay once again, man. We're about to go through something that's deja vu. Errol Spence is sitting up here trying to make a fight with a guy who would cancel his career. It would be too bad for Errol going there to face Canelo Alvarez. But yet, our primary focus has been for years upon years is what? To see Crawford, to see Spence, two black fighters on the pound for pound list. Two black fighters on the pound for pound list, and we can't even get them to fight each other. Everybody else on the pound for pound list is fighting each other. Juan Estrada fight Chocolatito. I mean, come on, man. Canelo fighting whoever he feel like. Alexander Usyk fighting Joshua. I mean, goddamn, in a way, fighting Nonito Donaire, Jason Maloney. When is this shit gonna stop? Vasil Lomachenko just hang out because he has a premier platinum pass. You know what I'm saying? He has a premier platinum pass. He got the complexion for the protection. So he won't get moved off that list. But he has no belts. He shouldn't be on the list, period. They need to hurry up and buy before boots come for both of their heads. You know what? That's real talk. You know, Boots Ennis is in at an open workout right now. You know, and him and Mel Charlo over in Santa Monica supposedly. That's just wow. Like, I mean, the ticket that you have to get to go over there. You know, they have an open work. What is this about, man? You have an open workout. Let me double check my press release. You have an open workout. Churchill Boxing Club, 1630 21st Street, Santa Monica, California. Y'all, they have an open workout, and this workout begins at 1:30 p.m. Charlotte workout at 2 p.m. in Santa Monica, California. Now, Santa Monica, California, man. Good luck with that. EJ Fanatics want to see. Shout out to my guy Showtime Shot News on deck with it. EJ Fanatics want the Bud Crawford fight more than Spence himself. Damn. He said EJ Fanatics want the Bud Crawford fight more than Spence himself. So he's saying the exterior support community that's sitting up here doing all these lives and everything, they're more confident and motivated to push this fight than Errol Spence is on the inside. How can the outside be more of a entity than the inside? And the inside is the one who's splitting the ropes and lacing up the gloves and going in there potentially to fight. The fanfare shouldn't be trying to put everybody, you know, hey, get everybody together. Let's get everybody together. Let's rally. Come to the rally point. We need to talk about this. Let's talk about the next narrative. All right. We need to keep his name relevant out here in this dang social media, YouTube community. Okay. If you see so-and-so channel, this channel, that channel, that channel, if you see us talking about Spence, what are you supposed to do? Okay. Y'all understand how that works, right? We're going to talk about the same description and title. If Errol Spence is in there, I want you all to basically goddamn put him up there too. If it says he wants to fight Terence Crawford, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, then your description should pretty much mirror what we're talking about. Everybody got that? Everybody got that? Okay. As long as we're on the same sheet of music, that's what we need. I'm telling you, that's the shit I look at out here, man. Look at this, ESPN. Y'all just gaze that still for a second. That screenshot. Just gaze that for me for a second. You know what I'm saying? Molest that with your eyeballs right quick. Molest that. Terence Crawford. Previous, that means before now. Previously, Terence Crawford ranking number 2. Must I emphasize? 38-0, 29 knockouts, no draws. No one has came up and said, you know what, I went the distance with him in a draw. So they was trying to figure this shit out. I fought that fight so good, you know, they couldn't render any one of us a winner. Welterweight champion. Last fight, of course, was a 10th round stoppage. You see TKO right there for the Spencerholics? Okay, TKO mean on his box rec is registered as him stopping Sean Porter. Now, also, I want you to look at that. Do you see Kenny Porter on there anywhere? I'm just saying, just look at this still, and you know, because it's some points that you can take out of this still, right? Look at next fight. What is missing? What is missing from next fight? Spence, talking to you. What is missing? Ben, I'm talking to you. What is missing from this? Because as y'all said so many times before, y'all say that Terence Crawford is the B-side. All I heard, B-side, 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 B-side. But I got the B-side offering Canelo $100 million. So in this case, if you was going to offer that and take that initiative to give Canelo $100 million, why isn't Terence Crawford, who you have proclaimed to be the B-side, why hasn't he got an offer yet? Where's the contract? God damn it, Bill, where's the term sheet? Somebody get the term sheet over there or something. Ben, where's the term sheet? They say that Crawford the B-side because Errol Spence did all the heavy lifting. Where is the term sheet and the contract? Because next fight on here says TBA, to be announced. Where's the term sheet? Half of them is scared just like he is. Big Demon, talk about it. For real. Velocity say EJ wasn't confident in that Bud fight because he can't stay healthy. He been fighting at 30%. Hey, man. Velocity coming here, goddamn, just fumbling gems. Hey, talking about that gem, right? Derrick James had the audacity to say that Errol Spence was 40%. 40% now. When he fought DSG, right? He was 40%. You know, shout out to Blood Boxing, man. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and take a replay on Blood Boxing's live today. And they was talking about performance enhancing. And they was pretty much going into detail about the clean boxing program and WADA and VADA. And they was pretty much giving different opinions and breaking shit down as to how some fighters can get away with certain things and how certain testing can be distorted from the outside looking in if you don't dig through the little details and the granules of the bullshit that goes on in boxing. It can be very deceptive. And that's a big issue right now that's coming up. Is Errol Spence clean? People get mad when you start talking about that. Is he a clean fighter? Is he truly being tested? I'm going to be honest. And it's been said time and time again. I even said this ways back. I don't think Terence Crawford really care if Errol Spence is clean or not. Now, he may want drug testing to be a part, so he want to fight on a level playing field, just like Floyd did. If Floyd can say this about Manny Pacquiao and enforce that he do his drug testing, and Manny Pacquiao was so skeptical about that shit. What's wrong with me saying it? And what's wrong with us talking about it like we do everything else in boxing? Do we know for sure that Errol Spence is clean? You know what I'm saying? We're not really highlighting any freaking drug testing at these fights. It's not even a topic. But why wouldn't a fighter that's clean and they're practicing a healthy lifestyle and fitness like Terence Bud Crawford, why wouldn't he sit up there and put those demands on paper? I want an 8-week testing. 8 weeks. I want 8 weeks of testing because I want to be on a playing field. So when I go in there and step on Spence, I want it to be absolutely natural. I want the ass whooping to be natural. I want his health to be natural. You know what I'm saying? And I want the results to be natural. So no one can come up here and say, you know what? I don't know if he was 41% or not. I don't know, man. It's hard for me. He might have been 40.5. And then I say, well, They say he looked the best he ever looked against Yordenis Ugas. No, that wasn't entirely true, man. I talked to Derek the other day. He said Spence was like 40.5 against Ugas. They just had him drink a Red Bull before he go in there, and that's what gave him all that energy for that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. But check that live out though. It was pretty it was some educational tips that they was talking about the drug testing in boxing. It wasn't just an average live. It had some very conducive information to it. So go check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? But we're not even talking about the drug testing now. People act like that's a forbidden language or something. People on this YouTube shit, they always act like they have neophobia. Afraid of something new. Oh shit, we haven't been talking about drug testing. Boom. Bring it up. Errol Spence. Is he being drug tested? Because they want to talk about Terence Crawford being with Snack. If you're talking about Terence Crawford being with Snack and Victor Conte, well, somebody let Conte back in the world for him to pretty much associate with athletes. Once again, I'll tell you, somebody let Conte back in to professional realm in a community where he was once indicted to socialize, all because allegedly of what he was able to make a deal for and stuff like that allow him to revisit, to make a living for himself, when a lot of athletes that showed up on that list, they haven't been provided that opportunity. Their careers are done. But he gets to associate with athletes and continue to further. And then, the time they found out, you have other athletes that was on that shit way before Crawford. No one's saying too much. When Mikey Garcia was on it and he was looking like Kangaroo Jack, people was like, oh man, Mikey big. But somehow, some way, when he weighed in, he looked like a mushy tater tot. Come on. Like, what are we talking about? Like, y'all see this ESPN Next Fight, TBA, right? Let's keep it moving. What about this list right here? Terence Crawford, numero uno. The Grand Poobah. This is SI's latest pound for pound ranking. Once again, you get the picture. Certain points we should extract from this. All right. The fact that he's unblemished, unlike Canelo. Yes, I'm going to make a point with that. It has absolutely nothing to do except public record. Public record say Canelo has 2 losses. Terence Crawford has 0. All right. Another detail we should extract. Last fight, TKO win versus Sean Porter. Did it say Kenny Porter? Did it say anything in it that says TKO? We don't see no KP in this. And then last but not least, off the PowerPoint presentation, next fight, TBD. The last screenshot said TBA. This says TBD. You know what that stands for? To be determined. You feel me, people? Come on, man. Who's holding up this fight? The A side is holding up this fight. So all you Spencerholics out there, all you channels that are sitting up here putting these false, deleterious narratives out there trying to ruin the reputation of Terence Crawford. Why hasn't the A side sent the term sheet? Why hasn't the contract been sent? Errol Spence did all the heavy lifting per your thoughts, and we haven't got a damn term sheet. Are y'all asking yourselves that? What else? What other culpability you gonna place on Crawford now? Crawford is clearly, in your words, the B side in this shit. So therefore, where's the term sheet and where's the contract? Because Crawford's the B side. So the B side receives. Send me so I can look over, give my attorneys so I can look over this. We can deliberate, talk about what we want and don't want, and then we can send it back to you so we can get this shit moving. Nothing. See, this is a perfect example when capping goes wrong. Because for all this time, y'all been saying that Errol Spence is ready for this, that, and the other. Timothy Smith just gave a bat signal at the beginning of this year. He pretty much told you exactly what we're experiencing right now, right or wrong. Timothy Smith put it out there. They didn't have the money to insult Terence Crawford because they had intentions on fighting Canelo Alvarez, people. They didn't want to insult Terence Crawford because they felt that if they presented him $6.57 for the fight, it would be an insult. Whereas finding out this new information, Canelo was getting a total combined 100 mil to face two PBC fighters. Two PBC fighters. Okay, $6.57 or 100 million. One can be loaded in a wallet and the other one in a Brinks truck. Which one are you going to choose? Wallet, Brinks truck. Brinks truck, wallet. Open palm, Brinks truck. I mean, let's figure this shit out now. Please spread the word. Please spread the word. Why haven't the A side sent that shit over to the B side yet? Because clearly with 3 titles, Terence Crawford is the B side in this equation. And then the fact that PBC they was unable to get this fight with Canelo Alvarez. Where's that money at? Where is the money? The 100 million, where is it? Canelo said no. Canelo said no. So where's the money you was presenting to him? Where is the money? Can someone in the live chat go locate where this money at, y'all? Just like he is. EJ wasn't confident in the Bud fight. Read that. Lil Mike has a similar record. EJ gonna give him the same results. Give him what results? Give him what results there, Ben? Because last time I checked, Crawford's not moving up to 47. Crawford's already moved up 2 divisions. And in those 2 divisions, he picked up championships. One of those was undisputed. So he's not moving up to 47 to fight Spence for the first time. He's trying to fight Spence for the first time, but he's campaigning in the same weight class and he's a champion. Yeah, go check out that Blood live. When Bud get knocked out cold, that would be natural. How is an enforcement natural, Ben? Especially when you used to watching sci-fi. Your man can't even stay healthy, among other things that he's dealing with. And then every time WCS, people start to act funny. They start plotting. They start to take this shit personal. Look, I'm speaking on something that's public record. I'm not creating or falsifying or trying to bloviate narratives. I'm speaking on something that's public record. His accident will never go away. His eye injury will never go away. Derrick James saying he was only 40% will never go away. Him saying that he was just joking with 60-40 never go away. On borrowed time never go away. That shit would never go away. But what we want to come to fruition is the fact that he said he's coming over here to get them fucking belts. That's what Errol Spence said to Crawford. Where are thou? Where are thou? Is anybody seeing the term sheet yet? Bill Haney, has the term sheet been sent? If not, please, can you contact Errol Spence? Because contact Team Spence, man, to get that term sheet over there to the B side. You can't have it both ways. That shit is, look, this shit is foolish. The B side was offering, I know I keep repeating myself. The B side was offering Canelo 100 million for 2 fights, y'all. 100 million. But Crawford can't get a free term sheet. What is the postage on the term sheet? Better yet, we got soft copies. We got scanning ability. You know, we can send files via Wi-Fi. Where's the term sheet, man? Crawford is the B side. You got the pound for pound best. And I know one thing that they cracked a smile about. They say, you know what? It's good that Crawford the pound for pound best and he the B side when it comes to Errol Spence. That's only Errol Spence claim to fame right there, right here, right now, is the fact that he's the A side in the division. But yet his opponent is pound for pound best. It's a lot of awkward shit that's going on with Spence. But especially when it comes to him wanting to step up and fight Crawford, it becomes very, very complex. So complex to the point where Errol Spence doesn't have to be 100% to beat Bud Crawford. But Bud Crawford has to be 100% to beat Errol Spence. That shit is hilarious, dog. Stop it, man. Sir Senior on deck with it. What's good? What's good with it, man? Let me put up another one just for Ben. I need to put this third one up there, this third screenshot. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you already know the routine right now. Just some minor details to extract from this. It's the last fight says TKO. It doesn't have anything about Kenny Porter at all. And also, once again, to highlight this, next fight, TBA, to be announced. Ben or whoever else that's from Team Spence, where is the term sheet? Me and everybody else over here, we want to know, where is the term sheet? When is the fight going to be announced? We tired of playing this shit. You got what you wanted. You got the damn belt with your Dinas Ugas. You 3 strapped up in the welterweight division. Where is the term sheet, bro? Please inform us. Errol Spencer, you listening? Because I know your little fairies run back. They spread their wings and fly back. You know what I'm saying? Look like little night flies. We call them what they lightning bugs down here in the South. Little lightning bugs flying through the night, you know, flickering a little light on here and there. I know the little lightning bugs are flying back over there. Arrow. They're talking about the time sheet. The term sheet. Send the term sheet. Where's the freaking term sheet, A-side? This shit is fucking confusion. And you know what? Ben is not the one to fix it. Ben, you're not the one that fixes. You don't have the answers, Ben. You don't have the answers, Ben. I want to talk to somebody who has the answers, Ben, because we're frustrated in this dang YouTube community. We done talked about this fight. And the B side was offering 100 million to the A side. The B side now. Now that Crawford is the B side, you ain't getting no $100 million offer. You're the A side because you're in the division that you're campaigning at. Why in the hell we don't have a term sheet yet, bro? Hey, look, I have no problem dropping the link. I'll drop it when I feel like it. I'm trying to find out, Ben, you need to execute due diligence. You need to fulfill due diligence, Ben. If you're over here and you're advocating for Errol Spence as you always do, what you need to do is go out and a search and rescue and try to find that freaking term sheet. Go get some brushes, some paint brushes, go get some toothbrushes, something. If you got to start excavating process right now, you think it's buried, go out there and start locating that term sheet. If you need a goddamn excavate, one of those high-end freaking construction equipment, heavy operators that go out to the landfills, and you think they put it out there in the landfill, go find it, bro. Only sense that makes is nonsense, man. Hot Grease Chronicles, for real. Hot Grease Chronicles, that's all we want. We trying to cook. We can't get the fish fry completed because the fish is absent. UA. MIA. Where is the big fish, dog? Crawford, the only meal you gonna cook? How? Look, they have a habit over there. When has Crawford named himself an animal? Don't let me start goddamn being all analytically correct. Y'all love naming yourself animals over there. Lions only, big fish. What's going on over y'all? Hungry? I mean, get straight to the point and go find that term sheet. Y'all the A side, you have 3 straps in the welterweight. Why hasn't the term sheet been sent over to Bud? I'm tired of asking that question. Bud ain't in trouble with nobody. He ain't nobody fearing no damn big fish. Ain't nobody doing shit except procrastinating. Alexander on deck with it. What's good, Alexander? Appreciate you. Say, what up, WCS? Dion, Ben, you don't have no rank over here. You can come in dropping the mans. Talk to him, Dion. And you know what? Shout out to Dion, because I know he has had some of the best sleep in his life. He stayed on code with Canelo. But Canelo picked up this L. I know he slept with a smile. He woke up in the morning, you know what? Let me go donate some money. Let me go donate $5. Because finally, Canelo slipped up and got a little bit too comfortable, and Bivol gave him that work. Bivol gave him that work, people. We waiting on Crawford to give Errol Spence this work, so then he can satisfy the PBC deal in reverse. All right. So he can satisfy the PBC deal in reverse. You know how that's gonna happen? Yeah, let him fight Errol Spence first. And after he step on Spence, he goes up there and fight goddamn the other Charlo. Let's do it in reverse. Both of the Charlos are the same when you look at it. Male Charlo, male Charlo, same person. At least it's a Charlo. So let's spin it in reverse. Fight goddamn Errol Spence, and then goddamn fight that Charlo. That's if this weekend he makes it out of there with those straps. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Still in Facebook behind that night. Hey, man, don't worry about it, Dion. You good. You good. But my people, man, you see the thumbnail. I'm not going to stay on here too long, man. I just want to get on here and pop. We're not dropping links today right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Ben going to tell me the same thing. I need new content. If I'm going to open the panel up, you know what I'm saying? I can't have you jumping on here trying to overtalk and talk the same thing. I need something new. If you can't tell me what the location of the term sheet at, what are we talking about? I done heard what you believe Crawford is should be scared of when it comes to Spence. I heard all of that. We passed that. Right now, right here, Errol Spence has 3 world championships, right? 3 world championships, 3 crowns in the welterweight division. And they up here trying to make a backdoor deal as the B side for $100 million. You don't feel some type of way about that, Ben, that you just want to throw that shit behind you and come on over here to the team crop. That doesn't perturb you just a little bit. That y'all been waiting on this man and been talking about him doing all the heavy lifting. He does the heavy lifting only to dump the load off to Canelo. Come on, man. I can go on and on with this shit. You want to do all the heavy lifting, all to give all of that, all the motherfucking momentum, everything that you work for the heavy lifting of these titles, to dump it off to Canelo Alvarez and take an L, and then come back down here believing you're going to still maximize your monetary principles against Terence Crawford? You tripping. Man, y'all tripping out here. Y'all tripping, man. You remember that old word tripping? Y'all tripping. You see sense in this shit? Y'all see sense in this? You see sense? Do y'all find any type of validity to ask how you can say he did all the heavy lifting, but yet he wants to dump the load off in a monetary gift to Canelo Alvarez in the sum of $55 million to sabotage all the work he's put into a welterweight division, to pick up an L and basically sabotage one of the biggest fights, with both fighters being undefeated, to contend for undisputed. You're going to sabotage that and just say, you know what, throw it all away? What the fuck? Just throw it all away. The one thing you don't want to do with fans who are hungry and been salivating for a fight is to dangle the carrot and just play around with us, puppetize us, pull the string every now and then and pretend like something special is going to happen. That's the worst thing you can do right now, because the stars are here. We have Terence Bud Crawford, pound for pound best. We have Errol Spence Jr., the unified welterweight champion. The stars are here. No term sheet? The stars are right here in the welterweight division. This is what we've been waiting on. The stars are here. He beat Eudenis Ugas. The stars are here. How do we continue to abridge that gap and get this shit into negotiation? How do we make this shit happen? Because you still got people out here talking about Errol Spence's unified. I don't give a fuck about that no more. We already know what's in written in stone. He's a unified welterweight champion. What's next? Canelo ain't gonna fight your ass. What's next? If you don't want to fight Terence Crawford, say you don't, so he can move the fuck on. If Buzz wants to fight, no make Bud. I don't understand that. Bro, Ben, that is done. That shit is dissolved, bro. That shit is over. How can it be man down today, tomorrow, forever, when the man that you're looking for has shown his incapability of signing off on a fight? He has all the hardware. If you have all the hardware in the form of championships, why can't you get with your people and say, send the term sheet over there? We the A side. We fucked up as the B side, trying to goddamn basically massage Canelo's ego. We fucked up. He turned us down. So with the $100 million you didn't spend, PBC, it proves that you have money for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Somehow you want us to continue to assume that Errol Spence wants a Terence Crawford fight, but not right now. Not right now. He don't want the fight right now. No, not right now. He wanted to go get Canelo knowing that he was going to lose, but yet he was going to get paid. That's just bogus, man. That's phony as all get out, man. On the strength of everything. That shit is phony, bro. Timothy Smith comes out here and say they don't want to offer, Terence Crawford insulting, monetary ticket because he's not going to accept it. They don't want to offer him such a small sum of money. But yet Canelo, for 2 fighters, he gets 100 million in a deal that he didn't want. So therefore, the 100 million is still in your possession and ownership. Even if you don't have it physically, you had some type of plans on acquiring that 100 mil. So why don't you go back and acquire that money to set up this pay-per-view fight, Crawford Spence in Vegas or T-Mobile or wherever you want to have it. Anywhere except Texas. Because that's some A-side bullshit. And y'all mark my word now. Don't be surprised he tried to have that shit in Texas, bro. Don't be surprised he tried to have that shit in the stadium. Don't be surprised, man. They're going to do anything and everything to try to sit up there and put that in the damn term sheet. Oh, the fight got to be in Texas. Look, hey, you don't want the fight in Texas, to fight off. Then go to social media. Oh, guess what? Terence Crawford didn't want the fight. He turned down the fight. Oh, okay. It's something else for us to talk about. So why Terence Crawford turned down the fight? Because they were sitting up here trying to say it can be no other place except Texas. In his hometown. I don't give a fuck where Errol Spence went to fight Kell Brook. That don't have shit to do with Terence Bud Crawford. Kell Brook and Terence Crawford's career has been absolutely different. So we don't give a fuck about what's going on. He don't have to go over there to Texas to freaking fight for the undisputed titles, knowing that shit is going to be lopsided, knowing the fans are going to be booing like shit, knowing when he beats Errol Spence in his backyard, they're going to start fighting like they did with damn Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola. This time it's going to be blacks in the stands. Oh my God, it's Bedlam. It's Bedlam, y'all. It's Bedlam. Mayhem. Look at them fight in the stands. They're upset. That guy, WCS, told y'all this was going to happen. They never should have had it in Texas. Look at them. They're ripping their clothes off. It's a jungle in here. Bone collector. The bone collector. Man, you can't even keep your skeleton frame healthy. It's about bone collector. Man, come on, Ben. Man, Israel is known Errol milk drinker. Well, I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna say, you know what? Since you mentioned milk, I'm just going to basically keep it in a healthy liquid. You know what I'm saying? Of nutrition, milk, being healthy for your bones and all that. That's what I'm gonna assume that you meant. A healthy, Errol Spence milk drinker. Errol Spence, he has farm animals and shit on his land. So he might have some heifers around there that's putting out good milk. You never know, man. OTB in the building. What's good? You know what? OTB said he was going to ask me. What did you say last time? You say you was going to talk about Spence. I'm going to drop the link, man. OTB, man. It's that time. I need to know. I need to know some things, OTB. I need to know some things on why my guy Bud Crawford haven't received the term sheet. I want to know why no one's talking about that backhanded deal that they was trying to make. In the process of us believing that it was going to be strictly Terence Crawford and Errol Spence when he's going in there to fight Yordenis Ugas for the WBA title. That means they was going to go in there and fight Ugas. And somehow wait it out to after a Charlo fight. So in between time, it wouldn't have benefited Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford if they would have made that deal, because he would have had a 1 on his record. heading in there to fight Canelo, because we already know how it would have played out. Charlo wouldn't have defeated Canelo, so Errol Spence would have went in there with one loss if he chose to fight Crawford before that fight. And I guess in the contract, it would have been for 2 fights. So regardless, Errol Spence walking in there with an L, he still would have got to fight Canelo. It's nobody in this live chat believed that shit. He wasn't going to step in there and fight Crawford after Urdinas Ugas win. He was going to wait till the Charlo fight, that just happened. You know what I'm saying? Charlo would have fought instead of Dimitri Bivol. And then we would have been talking about the Errol Spence situation, fighting Canelo Alvarez at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, right? Shout out to OTB on deck with it. Bud is afraid to fight EJ, and Bud fans don't want to fight. Man, that propaganda, it don't work over here, Ben. It don't work over here. But OTB, you want jump on? Let me know, man. They got a link. Dang. People was calling me saying, don't put Ben on your live, dog. Don't do it. Man, I put the link in the chat, shouty. What are we doing? 5 minutes and counting. That's the only time. That's the only time I'm giving. Let me see. So, people, SB90 on deck with it. Salute to you. EJ playing all alone was to get Bud on the decline. See? Educated chat, man. Shout out to the educated chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the educated chat, man. I don't care what the fuck they do in anybody else's chat. I'm just saying. When they over here, they make sense, man. He said EJ playing all along was to get Bud on the decline. So Bud is older than EJ just by a little bit, but it's not anything significant to the point where we're gonna say it's more so Triple G and Canelo stepping in there, or them so-called saying that Canelo's gonna try to attempt to age out Artur Beterbiev to try to fight for the unified titles. Because Beterbiev right now is 37 years old. Like they try to say for Manny Pacquiao. Come on, man. Floyd was older than Manny, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? They were saying that Floyd was trying to wait till Manny was old, but yet Floyd was damn near 40, right? Or something like that. Wasn't Floyd older than Manny? But Manny was just scared of the needle. He said, but yet he had a tattoo. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. We want to know where the term sheet at. Where is the term sheet? Because like I told y'all before, man, Bud is that athlete. You know what I'm saying? If you put Errol Spence and Bud Crawford in a sprint, I got Bud Crawford. I seen him in action in Texas. I seen him in action in Texas. I don't know if he can do that now, but I seen him out there running routes in Texas. He got wheels, dog. Him and Spence in a wrestling match. Bud would pin the shit out of Errol Spence. I'm trying to okay, maybe I don't know, man. I want to say horseback riding because Spence has horses, but I haven't seen him, jump on a horse as of yet and ride that shit like I seen Canelo. He has horses on his property, but who knows? I haven't seen him on a horse. Shit. I haven't seen him. Athlete per athlete, I got Bud all day. No, OTB wasn't coming here to cook me. He just said he was going to show up on the panel. I'm cool with OTB. What are you talking about? I didn't invite, throw a link down there. He said he was going to talk about Spence the next time, and we never got around to it. No, OTB, we cool, man. Hey, we got 20 in the building. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I got to say that because Ben is now in the background. Every time I put Ben on, hey, the members scatter. So I'm gonna try to get this over with quick. You know what I'm saying? Like a shot of eggnog. You know what I'm saying? Please hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. That's all I'm saying. It's a hot grease summer. How can I got 21 likes? Come on, man. Man, come on, y'all. It's 20 in the building. I just got 21. I had more than that the last time I looked several minutes ago. Man, y'all be tripping, dog. What it do, Ben? What's good, bro?
Shalom, Scotty.
What's
Shalom,
good,
World
man?
Combat
Shalom to
Sport.
you, man.
Y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Y'all tell a friend and a friend that Scotty, even though Scotty be talking that Terence Crawford buffoonery, he be having good content. And the big Israel here, y'all need to be motherfucking here too. So, Scotty, you give me 5 minutes, my G. So what we not gonna do is talk about where the term sheet at. You told me, excuse me for a minute. You told me
get that cardio up, Ben. Get that cardio up.
Yeah, you told me a minute ago, stop reaching for the term sheet. Don't talk about A side, B side. Now tomorrow, I hear you talk about where the term sheet, what we know the A. I thought we are gonna let them handle that, Scotty.
Who told you that? What are you talking about?
No.
That's the first time I even mentioned the term sheet. What are you talking about, bro?
You was over there. I told Bernie, y'all got that contract in your lap. Start capping. Now it's time to go. He was ready to shut it down then. They know what's going on.
So you got me confused with Bernie.
The fight is gonna be signed. One thing or another. Y'all forcing Terence Crawford hand. Y'all his fans. EJ did everything he set out to do and doing more. It ain't no question about animosity or nothing. No. Terence Crawford is what Scotty called him, an apex predator. But he just gonna get destroyed by the world destroyer. Simple. Real simple.
Can I ask you who's the A side?
Man,
Can I ask you who's the A side out of these two fighters been?
Scotty, you ain't gonna treat me that way no more, Scotty. You're not gonna treat me twice.
Who's the A side, Ben?
You answered that question very correctly earlier.
I'm just saying, who's the A side though?
You know, I'm gonna tell you what. But okay,
so if he's the A side, where's the term sheet?
I took a note to this because I said when he dropped that link, and I'm gonna go to my notes. And you were sitting up here saying, "Where is it?" And I'm gonna quote Al Heyman, the great Al Heyman, because I'm doing my assessment, Scotty. Don't think when you talk to me, I let it go in one ear and out the other. I be doing my assessment, and I'm gonna quote Al Heyman for correcting these young brother lives, for changing their life around, helping them do something constructive. Even though being Israel, you tell me that. I listen to you. I can't be on that bullshit with Scotty. And I gotta think different. My assessment gotta be right. Everything. Can't fuck with me no more, Scotty. I'm doing my homework. I'm over there in my homeboy museum. I'm in this museum and I'm studying a colossal of fighters. But you know it's man down today tomorrow and forever. And don't sit up here talk about Al Heyman again. Gonna do something great for your boy Terence Crawford. You know what he gonna do for him? He gonna help him get over there to PBC so he can make this fight happen. Cause I told you before, he was talking that MT Global shit, and that shit ain't come to fruition.
No,
The
just the
boy got it.
manager. This
The dude
management.
got
This
indicted. The
management. That's
dude
it.
got indicted. That shit over with. He flew his plane black over there to top
Oh,
rank
he's been caught
again.
already? He's been caught?
Again, you gonna fly your plane back to top rank again. But you know, now you coming over here pushing these narratives. Oh, we ain't got no turn sheet.
But I have a question, Ben. You
Who
have to
is
take a
Terence
pause for
Crawford?
a second.
Huh?
Take a pause for a second. I have a question for you. If they
Go
was offering Canelo 100 million,
See, there you go. You moving the goalpost.
if they was
We
offering
gonna address
Canelo
that.
100 million and
We're
it
gonna
didn't
address
go
that.
through,
The same cash cow you were just talking
why
about.
do we not have a contract right now as we speak?
How we don't know it's not a contract though, Scotty? How we don't know that? It might be one, and we just don't know.
Bro,
It
what do
might
we
be
live
announced
off
this
of in
weekend.
media? Ben, what do we live off of? Announcements, right? Announcements.
But
We're not going off no secret squirrel type shit no
but
more
Scotty,
with this
you got
fight,
to
man.
remember what you
We're
said
not
though.
going off no
You
secret
said,
squirrel type
Scotty, you
shit.
made good sense,
Bernie don't
and
have
I
no
left it
contract
alone.
just in
Scotty,
his
you
lap
said we
chilling.
as boxing fans should leave that alone, let them work behind the door.
What?
Now you demanding
All of a sudden we should
you
just leave it
demanding
alone?
receipts now. You demanding receipts all of a sudden. You got everybody quiet now. All of a sudden, World Combat Sports want receipts. You wanted his stone, is get his stone.
What
Your
else is
boy
there to
over there,
get though?
he over there with Victor. He need help again.
Now
He
check this
get all
out.
the
Check this
get
out,
all the
Ben.
help
You
he
got
needs.
you got to be fair with this shit, right? Errol Spence has 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies in the welterweight division. That's what we
Exactly.
was waiting for, right? So now that
that's
we have it, the fight
and
is over and done with it. Done. It's
he's
over.
knocking on
Why haven't we heard any announcement about the contract? Because Errol Spence said he coming over there to take them fucking belts. Terrence, I'm
he's
coming to take the
definitely doing
fucking
that.
belts.
They
I'm
doing right
coming to
now.
take the
Why me
fucking
and you?
belts. Okay, if you
Why
coming to take the fucking belts, where's the
yes,
paperwork?
he's coming up, and that's why you sitting up here
Where's the
screaming about
paperwork
your
though?
demands and your receipts. When you
Where
get
is
the
the
receipts,
paperwork, bro?
Scotty, I want you to be accepting to it, even if it is in Dallas. Don't be scared. Don't be like,
And we ain't
oh,
getting nowhere
it's
with
gonna be
this.
some
We
bullshit.
ain't getting nowhere with Ben.
I wouldn't care if they fight in Atlanta in the Superdome. They can fight down here. They can fight in BMO. They can fight in the Ravens Stadium. I wouldn't care. Whatever they want to fight at, get this fight done. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna prove to y'all. Only thing I'm gonna say is nothing in Terence Crawford arsenal that he can keep a world destroyer like Errol Spence Jr.
We're not
off
talking
his
about
ass.
fighting. We ain't talking about fighting right now.
Yes, we talking about the turn. You talking about what you said we should
There's no
stop
way
doing.
we can talk about physical contact when the contract haven't even been submitted.
Scotty,
We can't talk
you
about
said,
physical
okay,
interaction until the
but did you
paperwork and
not say we
administrative
need to
duties
stop
have been
talking about
completed,
that?
Ben. We ain't talking
Now,
about no fantasy shit no more. We
ain't no
past
more
that. We
fantasy.
frustrated.
That's over with. You ain't in
You
fantasy
coming here
island
talking
no
about
more.
big fish and is man down.
Oh, it's
Well,
definitely
when
a
is
shark.
pin down? When is
It's
pin
shark.
down? When is the
Shark.
pin down? After you sign a motherfucking contract, put the pin down and submit it over there to Team Crawford so we can see what the dang details are.
Hey, Scotty. I bet if you go ask your boy Bernie, I bet they won't say nothing about it. I bet.
Like once again, is Terence Crawford the B-side? Well, I guess that connection was dropped out. I didn't kick him off the panel. They said they could fight in ATL. They fight in ATL, cool. Man, we'll definitely accept 2 black fighters down here in the South, especially by the name Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Especially. The stars will come out. The stars will come out and support that fight if it's in the A. Man, you serious. Real talk. The stars will come out. It will be even bigger than Gervonta Davis. And shout out to Tank for putting the light down in here. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't have no big fight schedule down here in the A for 22 yet, shout out to Gervonta Davis for bringing us 2 fights, Mario Barrios and Yorkis Gamboa. Now, if we had a pleasure for this Crawford, even though I've talked with someone at PBC And they said the fight wasn't going to be down here in the ATL. Now, I also have to take that in consideration that that same person would never give out information ahead of time. All right. They're sworn. But just because he say the fight not going to be down here in the ATL doesn't mean it's not going to be down here in the ATL. Al Heyman knows Crawford is a threat to all them PBC fighters. That's why they didn't send the contract. But would smoke all them. Bud would smoke all them dudes. Fact. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We just want the paperwork. Where's the freaking paperwork? You know what I'm saying? Showtime said, "Ben on the rope." Ben on the rope. He drunk the PBC Kool-Aid. What do you think about that comment there? What do you think about that comment, Ben? They say Ben on the rope. He drunk the PBC Kool-Aid.
Tell Showtime why he's scared to go one-on-one with Ben.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
what do you think about his comment, though? We're not getting personal.
Said. He another Bud Crawford fan. Ask him when he ready to go one-on-one with the great one. Ask him that. And you hear me? You don't have to tell him. You hear me?
You the great one? You the great one?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
I am the great one. I'm studying.
Yeah, he's right.
Guess
you
what?
had some goddamn Kool-Aid.
I'm studying. And guess what, Scotty? And I'm being respectful. You got to say
I'm yak in that Kool-Aid?
I ain't drinking my yak yet. I ain't get my Hennessy yet.
All right.
I ain't on me Hennessy. It's too early. I'm training now.
I got it.
You know,
training for what?
For the big fight.
Shit, Gerbil's trained. Goddamn, Gerbil trained.
Hey, listen.
They run that pinwheel. They run around that pinwheel all the time. They just run that
do
pinwheel.
Not train his fat 500-pound behind. He do not train. You want to talk about Derek James? Oh,
here we go. Talking about Bomac.
Oh, see, you don't want to do that. Now you want to don't do that.
Because he's not the point of conversation. Terrence Crawford is.
Now let me tell you what the point of conversation is. Every time EJ has something sneeze wrong, Fatback has something to say. He trained one of the elite boxers in one of the elite fighter in boxing today. Brian McIntyre is with Terrence Bud Crawford. And I was respectful with it though. And he's not training. Freddie Roach got Parkinson, and he's still out there running. This motherfucker 500 pounds, undefeated at Burger King and McDonald's. And them tables. Yes, okay. But he ain't doing nothing as a trainer. Nothing as a trainer out there training his favorite
you a fair
fighter.
warning, bro. You talking
you gonna
SOT,
sit up there and
man.
talk about Derek James. Derek James, at least he jogging with him.
Okay, look. I said Derek James. I mentioned him saying.
Here go another point for you.
Ben.
You told us to stop reaching for the receipts, letting them fighters do this. Now you demand the receipts before they even finish negotiating.
You just create
where the paperwork at. You asking for it, Scott. You told us to fall. You told me. You asked me to stop doing that, and I would tell you I 80-20 that great king of yours. See, I'm respectful with it. I say I 80-20, and that's being respectful. 60-40 was too fair to Terence Crawford. When Bob Arum at the time said your boy couldn't sell shit, need I remind you? His own investor.
Shit for? It's 3 titles in the possession of Errol Spence and 1
investor,
in the possession of Crawford. What you talking about? What happened?
You told me connect your dots. Make sure they make sense. It's making a lot of sense.
News you're talking about, bro.
But it making a lot of sense now. His own investor. The man put money up for Terence Crawford. All y'all Terence Crawford fans. The man was out here telling y'all your boys a bomb. And Fat Mac and Bernie, they wasn't saying shit. But I was
you keep talking about how Bomac's weight, man.
I
can't do this. I'm not gonna do this with you, bro.
I thank you again.
I'm not gonna do it with you, bro. I'm not gonna do it with you, man.
My energy be
we good. Up. No, we good. We good. But you need to learn how to control what you're talking about. SOT. You're talking about Bomac. This is not about Bomac. This is not about Bomac.
But 1 minute you were just saying about Derek James.
Don't tell me what I said, and you're creating false narratives. Don't tell me what I said. It ain't true.
So you ain't just said you weren't talking about Derek James.
I said Derek James said he was competing at 40%. I'm not talking about Derek James' weight. I'm not talking about what he wears and what his hobbies are. You keep bringing up on this platform and everybody else's platform. Y'all always talking about his weight.
No. Just say
what they got to do with Terence Crawford?
I came here to tell you about Terence Crawford and how you up here pushing the narratives out with holes in it, talking about ain't no contract up here. When you said let them boys do their work behind closed doors, and we as fans let us just wait. The
Did you hear me
time
say
comes.
that today?
No, you
No,
want
you didn't.
receipts
You ain't hear
today.
me say
You
no
know what you want
bullshit like
today?
that.
You want receipts today, Scotty. You
Yeah, I want
asking
that
for them
term
today.
sheet.
You want receipts today, and you
Man,
right.
you wasting my
See,
time, Ben.
I'm,
You
I'm
wasting my time,
you know
bro.
what? I'm gonna thank you for allowing me.
Go
No,
search that term sheet.
no.
Go
See,
search the
I want you
location
to
of that
stop
term sheet.
pushing them
Put a
narratives.
GPS
One
tracker on
minute,
there
one
and
minute,
give me an update
one
the
minute
next
you
live
want
I'm on.
1 minute you're gonna say fall back, and the next minute you're gonna say you want demands. But shout out to World Combat Sport. Y'all hit that like button. Tell a friend and a friend to
No,
subscribe.
no, 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 no.
Y'all tell them to
Don't
subscribe to the
contaminate my
channel.
live, man.
You
They
know what I
good.
mean? And
You
I'm
don't
out,
need to
my
tell
G.
them
Thank you for
anything.
having me.
Don't contaminate my listeners, bro. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Ben. Nobody on this live chat is listening to you. Showtime said, Ben, they got you hoodwinked bamboozled. They don't want to fight Bud Crawford. They got 100 million for Canelo, but no money for Bud. How does that work? How? Let me go back to Charles Pickett. Shout out to Charles Pickett on deck. He say Al Heyman knows Crawford is a threat to all them PBC fighters. That's why they didn't send the contract. Bud would smoke all them dudes. Fact. Why are they trying to pull the wool? What is going on with this shit, bro? It absolutely. Am I wrong for asking what a term sheet? That's the topic. And then shout out to one of my colleagues, constituents, compeers. They told me that the narrative is changing. That people are switching up on Spence out here in social media. Why y'all switching up? Stay with him. Stay with him. Like, don't be fair weather friends because Boots Ennis is about to fight Cusio Clayton. Because y'all steadily want Boots Ennis. Because y'all don't have the discipline to support two black fighters. So now you got to make a decision. If Boots Ennis ever comes into the equation to fight Errol Spence, then you're going to start saying, oh, we're going for Boots Ennis. Why? Because he's younger and they feel that he can beat Errol Spence. It was not too long ago they was pushing the shit. Crawford doesn't have a fight. What is he doing? He can fight Boots. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, dog. Derek and Eddie is the same trainer. And you see what just happened. Absolutely, BIG. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. One-dimensional fighters being exposed. Shout out to Get the Smoke in the building. None of Derrick James' fighters grab all them belts, though. Bomac fighter did. Ugh, God damn. The tip of the motherfucking arrow was dripping that poison. Dripping that motherfucking poison. It must got some dart frog poison on the tip of that arrow. He said none of Derrick James' fighters grabbed all them belts, though. Bomac fighter did. That's facts, Ben. That's facts. I ain't gonna lie. That's facts. That that's big facts, Charles. Bud got 3 chainers, but look at it this way: his numero premier is Bomac. You know what I'm saying? Sure, these fighters get trained by different individuals, but Bomac is the one that's holding ground in real estate. You know what I'm saying? As a proprietor, that's who it is. Until they split in the media, it's gonna be Bomac. Every time you see them, they see them together. Man, they was just in Vegas. Bomac, Terence Crawford, Steven Nelson, the Davis brothers. Everybody was sitting at the table eating. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the chat for holding this shit down, bro. In fact, they scared of Bud and Boots. Man, they was trying to put Boots on there. They was trying to make Boots the stepchild. Boots go fight Bud. Boots go fight Spence. Boots go lace up the. They were just trying to tell that man to do everything. Now he's about to actually step in the ring. We get to see how he looked against Clayton. Boots is the truth, man. He's the future, but he's not the topic today. And it doesn't mean I don't support him. And I like Boots, man. But this live was about Terence Crawford. And why, if you had 100 million, David Copperfield, why we haven't seen the time sheet still? Come on, David Copperfield. Stop playing magic with us and goddamn present the term sheet so we can make this fight. Nothing else matters at this point. The biggest fight in boxing right now, hands down, point blank, is Crawford Spence. People are going to have a different mentality if this fight doesn't happen in 2022. People are going to lose, like they're on the edge right now, but they're going to lose a lot more confidence and faith in boxing due to politics. If this fight doesn't happen, we would get over it sooner or later, years from now. But this is one of the biggest fights. Well, once again, if I must paint the picture, two fighters in the same division on the pound for pound list, champions in that division. All the belts are in place. All the belts are in place right now. If they can't make the fight, it's pretty much what Sir Senior just said. You feel me? Somebody over there at PVC is scared to make the fight, man. The people out here on the YouTube community, they don't want to admit to it. The Errol Spence narrative treaders, they don't want to admit to it. But if you have 100 million for Canelo Alvarez, 100 million people, just let that, just keep that with you until next time. WC got that hot grease, great live today. Appreciate you. That Showtime. Y'all be sure to support my boy Showtime Shaw News, killing the game. UGK in the house. Stormy B said WC has to follow through on what you presented. Errol supporters have more confidence in him against Bud than both he and Heyman. Otherwise, this fight would have taken place years ago. And look, this is coming from Stormy B, who said that Terence Crawford, he put it out there amongst company that Terence Crawford would stop Errol Spence. And I'm pretty sure he caught mad resistance from that shit. You got to talk your talk regardless. And we got to put the X's and O's together. But in this particular case, it's much more technical than that. And man, appreciate you dropping that, Stormy. You know what I'm saying? Errol supporters have more confidence in him against Bud than both he and Heyman. We're talking about the guy who they said make all the decisions. And Heyman does make all the decisions over there. He does. You know what I'm saying? So much to the fact that he had to go to court. Because he was trying to be everything over there. He was trying to be the polymath of the promotion. Making all decisions. Now, you know, he's sitting back. He's still making all the decisions, but he have front men. Front men like Tom Brown. TGB Promotions. Stuff like that. He's still making all the decisions. But man, y'all hold it down. It's been a pleasure, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and keeping this damn live lit today. You know what it is, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute to you.